This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Seniors living in a St. Vital apartment complex are left with more questions than answers tonight. It comes after learning one of their neighbors was tragically killed earlier this week. Police have released little information on what happened to the 80-year-old woman, but CBC News has learned it appears the man accused in her death lived in the same building. The CBC's Santiago Arias Orozco has more on what we know so far.
A quiet suburban pocket of Winnipeg South became a police scene earlier this week. Seniors outside the complex say they're saddened and confused about what happened in their building. Just before midnight on Tuesday, police found a woman dead at this apartment complex. They were responding to a well-being check.
The victim was 80-year-old Gladys Bellamy. Officers have charged 74-year-old Jose Francisco Raulino with second-degree murder in her death. Police say they knew each other, but this was not a domestic situation. Both their names appear in this building's contact list and their different units on the same floor.
A spokesperson for the Manitoba court says the accused had upcoming court hearings involving a peace bond. The last name of one of the three applicants was Bellamy. A peace bond is a type of court order of protection that sets conditions on someone who appears likely to commit a crime against another person and offers a wider range of conditions than other court orders. A local residents association says the incident happened in the middle of the night and they waited days for details.
This is an area of, by and large, people who are later in life, often retired, and lead very quiet, uneventful lives, and it's always surprising that reality can intrude in this way.
Bellamy's family is asking for privacy at this time. Winnipeg police say their homicide investigation continues. Santiago Arias Orozco, CBC News, Winnipeg.
It happens twice a year, changing your clocks. Now, Premier Wab Kinew has dropped maybe his strongest hint yet that the practice of doing that may be coming to an end. But will Manitoba choose an earlier sunrise or an earlier sunset? CBC's Ian Fraze joins us from the newsroom. And Ian, what would the Premier like to see?
Brittany, he wants permanent standard time. That means during the warmer months, an earlier sunrise and an earlier sunset. He says if Manitoba does that, it'll usher in a new prairie time zone. Alberta just announced it would align its time with Saskatchewan, which doesn't change the clocks. Kinew says he wants Manitoba to join the other prairie provinces. Speaking in Lockport Friday, he says there's arguments on both sides. He acknowledges a lot of people would prefer daylight time because it extends the amount of sunlight at night.
You might think like, oh, I want another hour of golf in the summertime, but then I hear about fewer strokes. Maybe that makes me switch my idea towards Saskatchewan time.
His government will spend the next few months consulting people.
Ian, it's certainly been a hot button topic for years now, but what's the latest reaction to this?
A biology professor at York University, Brittany, is convinced standard time is better for our health.
Our body wants to clue into the sunrise, and the sunrise hasn't risen yet, and we're trying to get up before that. We're out of sync. It damages our health, and we know that there are some long-term negative health impacts of being constantly out of sync with your body clock and your social clock.
So Ian, today we also got some news about the province's plan to remove the PST off of more groceries this July. Now they're offering the exemption to smaller convenience stores?
That's right, Brittany. The province will expand tax relief to all stores where you can buy food. Kinew says the province tried to offer this relief specifically in grocery stores, but there's many other stores to buy food.
The upshot is stores that sell Slurpees are going to have the tax off now, is what we're looking at. So that is an expansion. I think this will capture most of what we would think of as mums and pops.
We're really thrilled that the decision's been made to ensure that there's a level playing field between larger grocers and convenience stores that play a really important role in communities.
Kinew says it will cost a couple million to extend this PST cut to smaller stores. Brittany.
All right, thank you. That's CBC's Ian Fraze. Slow down. It's a message drivers hear often. But now the province's second largest city is urging the NDP to allow them to change the speed limit. Brandon Council joins many Winnipeg City councillors that also want to be able to set their own lower default speed limit. CBC's Cameron McLean has those details.
The city of Brandon wants drivers on residential streets to slow down. On Monday, Brandon City Council unanimously passed a motion asking the province to amend the Highway Traffic Act, allowing it to set its own default speed limit.
This was really just a preliminary step in the process of potentially changing our speed limit. We're not changing it tomorrow.
Right now, cities can lower speed limits, but only if they install signs at every intersection and within 200 meters after that. In Brandon, staff say that could mean more than 4,000 signs, costing more than $2 million. After a pilot project testing out lower speeds in select neighborhoods, the city wants to set a blanket speed limit of 40 kilometers an hour instead of 50, but needs provincial approval. The idea has the support of at least some Brandonites.
It's made things a bit safer, I would say. People generally don't exceed the speed limit. So you got young families, people walking their dogs, elderly people that are going for walks in the west end of Brandon. I think it's made things safer.
It's hard to say. Like, depending on where you are, I think they should lower the speed limit. Yeah.
I'm okay with it. This comes after Winnipeg City councillors passed a similar motion. Some of them praised Brandon's move.
I thought it was great to see that. It was very refreshing. They're understanding, obviously, the issues that we've got in the city, too.
But North Kildonan councillor Jeff Brawadi has declared his opposition.
You've got good sight lines, good road conditions. I really don't think it makes a lot of sense to force people to slow down to 40 or 30 kilometers an hour.
Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew has said he thinks cities already have the power to change speed limits without addressing the need for signage.
My priorities are always fixing healthcare and making the cost of living more affordable, lowering your costs. So that's what I want to focus on.
While provincial leaders may be reluctant, the push by cities to get drivers to slow down seems to be picking up speed. Cameron McLean, CBC News, Winnipeg.
The federal government is spending nearly $20 million on 3 Winnipeg-based projects. The new money is part of the Regional Defense Investment Initiative. It will go towards projects at Magellan Aerospace, Standard Aero, and Windshield Devices. The projects will strengthen aerospace and maintenance expertise, grow manufacturing, and expand production of domestic equipment that meet both military and civilian needs. The federal Northern and Arctic Affairs Minister says Manitoba has the expertise to help Canada meet its defense and security needs.
Together, these 3 projects will help grow advanced manufacturing in Manitoba, strengthen aerospace and maintenance expertise, and expand domestic production of equipment that supports both military and civilian needs.
The projects are expected to create more than 150 jobs and a supply chain to support more than 10 small and medium-sized businesses in Manitoba. It was a big win for Niverville's Manitoba Junior Hockey League team. The Nighthawks won their first Turnbull Cup in a 4-2 victory against the Verdun Oil Capitals. The team has been in the league for 4 years and has made the playoffs every year. Meantime, the Flin Flon Bombers won the SJHL title Thursday night, sweeping the Yorkton Terriers. It's the Bombers' first championship since '93. The win comes after major events hit the community in recent years, including the shutdown of the local mine and last summer's wildfires.
There's no words to describe this feeling. Like, all the fans here, just seeing them, how far they drove down to watch us, it's the greatest feeling in the world. Just winning something for them and winning something for all of Flin Flon.
Both the Bombers and the Nighthawks now head to Prince Edward Island to compete for the National Junior A Championship, the Centennial Cup. And good luck to both of them.
Yeah.
Certainly doesn't feel like hockey weather outside right now in the southern part of the province, but the same not for the north or even to the west of us, really.
Yeah, certainly. You know, I've been talking a lot about the wintry mix that we've seen in northern Manitoba, from snow to freezing rain to ice pellets, even a thunderstorm in Flin Flon, for example. But this system that pushed through northern Manitoba, very far reaching, you can see the counterclockwise rotation on this area of low pressure as it went into what we call retrograde, actually going backwards from the way our weather systems typically go. So now sitting over parts of Saskatchewan, and that snow now spreading into parts of Alberta, even having far-reaching impacts. Some vehicles, hundreds of vehicles, in fact, stranded in parts of eastern Alberta right now. So having a lot of an impact to the east or to the west of us as well. In the western part of our province, a few scattered flurries, some rain showers. I'm looking at the potential of some of that into the Red River Valley, even as we head into the evening. Temperatures a lot closer to seasonal today in southern Manitoba, 10 degrees in both Winnipeg and Winkler, but closer to freezing, 4 degrees through Dauphin into Brandon, +1 in Swan River and Thompson as we got through the day today. Down to the freezing mark or so through much of southern Manitoba tonight. In Brittany, we're looking at another coolish day tomorrow, partly cloudy and 9 degrees.
Thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
The cost of keeping communities safe is growing, and some rural areas are struggling to keep police on the streets. We'll have more on that story ahead. Family and friends are mourning the loss of a young father killed earlier this week. Police say he was walking across Henderson Highway when he was hit by a car. CBC's Gavin Axelrod is in the area tonight. And Gavin, many of those closest to him are there this evening. So what are we learning about him tonight?
Well, Brittany, we're learning that Gabriel Beardy was a father of 4, and you can see behind me people have gathered tonight for a vigil. Beardy was walking across the street here on Henderson Highway over the weekend when he was hit by a car and later succumbed from to his injuries and died. Now, Beardy's death has sparked calls from advocates and people living in the area for drivers to slow down on Henderson Highway. They want to see changes to speed limits, some people even suggesting that there should be traffic cameras. And I also spoke to one of Beardy's uncles earlier today who says his family is still coming to grips with his death. A father, a family man, a fan of sports like UFC and hockey. That's how Brad Beardy is remembering his nephew Gabe Beardy. The 32-year-old was a member of Lake St. Martin First Nation, where his uncle is acting chief.
For the relationship Gabe and I had, you know, it hurts me, right? It hurts. But I'm happy that, you know, that I treated him, I took care of him. Just before Christmas, he told me, "Uncle, I love you."
Gabe Beardy lived in Lake St. Martin, but was in Winnipeg for a UFC event last weekend. Winnipeg police say Beardy was crossing Henderson Highway on foot when he was hit by a vehicle. He was taken to hospital in critical condition and pronounced dead. The driver stayed at the scene and called police. Henderson Highway at Neil Avenue has a marked crosswalk. Beardy's family say they have questions.
It was a crosswalk where the lights activated. Did he activate the lights on a crosswalk, right? These are the things, these are the answers I think we want to know.
Beardy's death also has road safety advocates like Linda Vandelar calling for change.
This specific intersection also is expecting pedestrians to cross 6 lanes of traffic with only a small pedestrian refuge in between. And so it's very easy to disappear in a blind spot for a driver.
People who live in the area also want drivers to slow down.
You can see people on their phones. And people just drive like maniacs down here. I really believe they need some type of a camera system.
Earlier today, the Winnipeg Police Service said there was no updates in the investigation. They told us that no arrests have been made and no charges have been laid. And as you can see again behind me, there's dozens of people who have gathered in support here of Gabriel Beardy, also known to family and friends just as Gabe. And just to give you a sense of how much this loss has impacted people, when we were standing on Neil Avenue, we could hear people crying and weeping as they came to remember their loved one. Brittany.
All right, a difficult evening. Thank you so much. That's CBC's Gavin Axelrod. Keeping communities safe comes at a cost, a big one, and some rural areas say it's not sustainable. The federal cost-sharing agreement doesn't expire for another few years, but as policing costs continue to grow, some municipalities say Ottawa needs to pay for a bigger chunk of the pie. CBC's Chelsea Kemp reports.
They keep residents in rural Manitoba safe, the local RCMP. But who pays for policing in municipalities? 22 municipalities are on municipal police service agreements. Some pay between 70 and 90% of the costs, while Ottawa pays the rest. The PA mayor, Andre Murphy, says annual police costs are more than $3 million, and that's unfair.
For a small community like the PA, it becomes an unsustainable cost that the ratepayers, we just can't put anything more. We can't download more on our taxpayers.
The PA and other municipalities are now preparing for RCMP cost-sharing negotiations at the Association of Manitoba Municipalities in Brandon this week. Lac du Bonnet-Rive, Lauren Schinkel says the current model needs to change because municipalities are the only level of government required to have balanced budgets.
It's come to the point of where that ratepayer can no longer afford that, and there has to be significant changes in how that provincial police service agreement is monitored and applied.
The National Police Federation's Bobby Baker says these negotiations are a once-in-a-generation opportunity. While policing costs are critical, contracts can also include recruitment plans, new equipment, or how police are deployed over large areas.
All sorts of things could be definitely written into the contract. The funding models, the so-called cop per pop, the way that the numbers of officers that are deployed.
While Reeves and Mayers praise the RCMP for helping keep communities safe, some say funding needs to be split 60-40 or 50-50.
We have great relationships, but it's just when it comes to that, as on the municipal side, when we look at the costs coming in, we need to try to figure out a way of how we're going to manage this for the future.
Federal cost-sharing police contracts are negotiated every 20 years. The current contracts expire in 2032. Chelsea Kemp, CBC News, Brandon.
Riley back in now, and some positive news on the flood fighting front. We do know that crest at the Fisher River has happened, at least the first expected crest.
Yeah.
Peguis floodwater starting to recede now,
Yeah.
not out of the clear, but really the news that we were looking for after not knowing what was going to happen this week.
Yeah, certainly. And I'll keep on the good news theme, right? I mean, we have seen a lot of snow in parts of northern Manitoba. That has also been, well, inconvenient. A bit of good news as well. I want to show you the Canadian Drought Monitor map. This is as of the end of March. We won't have April's data until we get into next month, of course, but at least this is how things looked drought-wise in our province as we got at the end of last month here. So this doesn't include any precipitation that we've seen in the month of April. So you can see in parts of northwestern Manitoba, really across much of northern Manitoba, either abnormally dry or into more of a long-term drought situation. So this area is the area of the province where we did get some of that very heavy snow falling as we got through the day yesterday in Lynn Lake in particular. So all of that moisture, like I said, while inconvenient, likely helping to alleviate some of that dryness, some of that drought as we get into the spring months here, and of course as we go into wildfire season. So a bit of help thanks to Mother Nature. Looking at Futurecast as we push into the weekend here, you can see that area of low pressure now parked over Saskatchewan, but still bringing some of this wraparound precipitation back through the province once again. So that's why I say a slight chance as we get through the night tonight of a few showers into the Red River Valley and east, and perhaps even a few flurries on the western edge of the province where temperatures have cooled throughout the day today. Into northern Manitoba, again, this is periods of snow as we get through the day on Saturday. Not so much of a steady precipitation or a steady snowfall, but certainly it'll come in waves through Thompson, Flin Flon, Lynn Lake as we get through the weekend. And then I'm watching another system, another area of low pressure south of the border. This one looks to bring a good soaking rain to parts of the Red River Valley and into northwestern Ontario as we head into Monday. So a bit more moisture yet to come. We're not quite done with the instability yet. A little early to say what we're expecting rainfall-wise into the beginning of next week, but snowfall-wise into northern Manitoba, I think these numbers are on the high side. General, probably 2 to 4, maybe 5 centimeters as we get through the weekend. So don't put the shovels away just yet in parts of northern Manitoba. I know it's been a bit of a messy one with some of that freezing rain, a lot of scraping, some of that ice pellet activity as well as we got through the afternoon yesterday, certainly into the day today as well. So looking at temperatures as we get through Saturday, a bit cooler than seasonal, 9 degrees in Winnipeg, 2s and 3s into western parts of the province, and just above or around the freezing mark into much of northern Manitoba as well. Things starting to die down wind-wise in the north as well, which is a good thing. 13 degrees into Sunday for Winnipeg, 6s and 7s into western parts of the province. So Brittany, these temperatures are a little off the mark seasonal-wise for this time of the year, but we will get closer to that mark into next week. I'll have those details a little later on.
All right, thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
It was Mascot Mania at Winnipeg's airport this morning. Why all your local faves were handing out hugs? We'll have more on that next. Canada has another astronaut heading to space. This time, it's Joshua Kutrick, who will join the next NASA mission to the International Space Station. Born in Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta, Kutrick served in the Royal Canadian Air Force as a fighter pilot and was recruited by Canadian Space Agency in 2017. This NASA SpaceX mission will mark Kutrick's first trip to space.
All right, it's time for Feline Friday, a double dose of it for you, and our theme tonight is looking towards spring. You'll get what I mean here. First up, we have Kit Kat and Boo. Thanks to Deborah for sending this picture in. She says this was the look on their faces after they apparently heard that some weather guy said that spring was on the way soon. Well, it kind of is here. And Milo waiting to go out into the backyard. Thank you, Wendy, for this picture as well. You can send yours to talkback@cbc.ca. So everyone waiting for some of those more spring-like temperatures. I mean, 9 degrees, a little off the mark seasonal-wise, but still a pretty decent day, I think, with a bit of sunshine through the day. Tomorrow, we'll get a bit warmer into Sunday at 13. We'll see some cloud building in. Then there's that system I'm watching with some showers as we get through Monday, perhaps lasting into Tuesday morning, and then we get a lot of sunshine back by the time we get to the end of next week. Well, sometimes at the end of a long week, we could all, Brittany, use a really nice, big hug.
Okay.
That works, doesn't it?
And it helps when it comes from a familiar and welcoming face. Your daily lift is a warm embrace. Look at those smiles. 12 of Manitoba's mascots gathered on the hug rug at Winnipeg Richardson International Airport. Buzz and Boomer, Mickey Mouse, the Folklorama llama also there. Millions of visitors come to Winnipeg every year and are an important piece of our city's economy.
Our visitor economy is important because it is a contributor to our economy. In 2025, we welcomed 4.2 million visitors to Winnipeg, and they brought with them $1.2 billion in spending. So it's not insignificant. And in fact, it was up just over 6% over the previous year.
Mascot Madness is a collaboration between Winnipeg Economic Development and Tourism and the Winnipeg Airports Authority to showcase some of the city's best attractions, sports teams, and unique experiences, as well as to give visitors a warm welcome to our not so warm, at times, friendly though, Prairie City.
Always friendly. And if you found us here tonight on streaming, thank you so much for joining us tonight and every night. We will be here and we'll see you on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend.
Come back again.